Hello everyone and welcome back into the Westchester's Ice Line. For the third game of the day, we have the George Mason Patriots and the Lehigh Mountain Hawks. The 4-5 game, 4-seeded George Mason, the 5-seeded Lehigh. In net for George Mason, Lucas Huberger, who just was awarded the second all-conference team. He has 12 games played this season. He's 8-4 with a 3.24 goals against average and a 0.921 save percentage. Ben Spire, his opposition, in net for the Mountain Hawks, 7-8 this season, 3-18 goals against average and 0.914 save percentage. Should be a good matchup today. The 4-5 seed. The two games earlier have been blowouts, 7-3 and 5-0. Villanova and the U.S. Naval Academy winning both of those games. The 4-5 game starts right now in the neutral zone. Sent deep. Chun races back for it. Sends it up. Now cross-iced. Karpov racing. Icing is waved off. Racing back for it was Berezniak. Now it's sent back out to the neutral zone. Chun's there for it. Chun looks like he'll drive it in, and he does. Up moves Lehigh. Mishkin sends it cross ice to Knopf, and he turns it over back in the neutral zone. Mishkin sends it over to Cataret. Lynch fighting for it. Tried to find Jay Sanis, but sent it past him. Driven into the Lehigh zone now by Gruber. Flipped it up. Trying to get there on the breakaway. Shot and kicked aside by Spire. That shot was by Nick Ransom. Face off deep in the Lehigh zone on the far side dot. That's sent up and out of play. Heads up. We'll do it again. Another face off on the far side dot. It's won by George Mason. Goes cross ice off a skate, whacked up into the netting. Price taking it for George Mason, taking that for Lehigh was Zach Gruber. And George Mason won that one, but it goes all the way back into their zone, trying to get that up to Tom, but he missed. No icing, it's waved off. It's down low, deep behind the goal line, now out to the point. Sent back into the deep corner, Yulin racing. Sakunis couldn't get there. Puck flies up. Now back for Gagliardi. He'll send it through the neutral zone. Now racing up for it is Heinberg. He's back for it in the corner. Getting hit, though. George Mason moving up now. Plar, excuse me. Dumps it deep in the zone for a George Mason chain. Good win back, one of the rookie of the years in the ECHA. And that puck flips out of play. Face off won by George Mason. They'll keep it in their zone. Goodwin racing for it. Still fighting along the neutral zone. Isaacs drives it back in, or at least tried to. Justice back with it now in his own zone. He'll send it up off the boards. Looking for Mealead. Chun sends it across. Chun and Alley out in defense for the Patriots. Just hanging on to it, assessing his options. He'll send it across to Alley. Alley now sends it up ice to the neutral zone. That's chipped off a stick, getting rid of the icing. Isaac's racing back against Mishkin. Goodwin will set him back deep, and then Mishkin tries to clear. Eventually, it is cleared by Periotis. Another big hit by Periotis. Shot, and that goes high and off the netting. Behind the net, flipped out in front of shot, saved by Spire. He punched that one aside. Flipping out through the neutral zone, retreating back for the puck is Cataret. Sends it across to Gagliardi. Now to Periotis. Periotis moving through, bumps it up, but couldn't get all the way through. Again, eventually gets tripped up, and the penalty is called. Be a 2-minute power play for the Mountain Hawks after Periotis gets tripped up. Going to the box for the Patriots will be number 52, Wyatt Hinkson, on a 2-minute tripping call. Lehigh gets the first power play of the game from the point, now to the dot. Shot, and that's kicked aside by Huberger. Another shot is again blocked by Huberger, and George Mason gets the ability to clear. Spire will just bump it to one of his skaters. That's Cataret, I believe. Cataret moving up ice. Fakes the pass. Now he'll drive deep in the zone. Again, George Mason clears. Cataret still on the ice for this power play, the lone defenseman out there. And almost turned over. Ransom, excuse me. Another clear for George Mason. Ransom chasing Spire, and then he'll retreat back, just putting the pressure on, trying to get Spire to make a mistake. Up moves Cataret. He goes cross ice, looking for Toomey. Toomey shot, and that goes high. Cross ice to Cataret. Cataret sends it back deep. Getting tripped up was Heinberg, and it'll eventually go down the other side of the ice. 30 seconds, just above 30 seconds, remain on this power play. Moving up the ice was Gruber. Now he'll slow it down, hand it back to the defenseman, Justice. Moving through the zone, George Mason will try and clear again. He cannot, and then eventually leaves the zone for an icing. Or for an offsides, excuse me. Chipped up in the neutral zone, chasing for it was Miranda, but he couldn't get there. Puck spent a lot of time in the Lehigh zone on this power play. And that is the end of the power play. Up they move, pass, shot, and kick the side off the rebound. Goes in front, but couldn't get another shot off, and then it goes deep in the zone. That shot coming from the stick of Shane Mealead. Lehigh keeping it in. keeping that in was Nick Mulder. Stick goes flying in the air off a stick lift, and he gets it back. George Mason looking to make a push the other way. Drive in the zone. That was by Charlie Long. Kept in the zone now. A shot, and that goes right at Huberger. He bats to the side. Sakunis goes out to the point. Goodwin now gets it batted away, and here goes George Mason moving it on net. Wide open was Isaacs, but he couldn't get that cleanly. He would have had an open net, but just a bad pass. Isaacs with a shot, and Spire save. Face-off won by Lehigh, deep in their own zone. Send it across ice. Chasing for it was Berghardt. Or not Berghardt, excuse me. That was Charlie Long. Couldn't get there otherwise. Flipped up. Cataray is there. Sent it across. The neutral zone turned over, though. Intercepted. By Hinkson. And George Mason will push the other way. Now it's intercepted. Lehigh moving into the zone. Thinking about a shot. Now back. Center shot, and what a save by Huberger. Tic-tac-toe went the Mountain Hawks, but what a play from Huberger to stop that one from going to the back of the net. Another shot in the slot, but it was a bunch of sticks in front, so a lot of traffic. Now here comes Lehigh. Centers, and that goes high off the boards. Setting up a bunch of these plays has been Gruber alongside Heinberg. Moving up the ice now was George Mason. They'll send it down, but too much for an icing. It will be an icing. Gruber will take this face-off for Lehigh. He wins that one against Morisco. Moving through, and gets cut off the puck. Moving through was Gruber. He has set up a lot of offense so far for the Mountain Hawks. Obviously, nothing comes of it, though. Calling for an icing, and it will be. George Mason's committed a couple of them so far, and there's another one. Face-off won by George Mason. Here comes Chun moving through the neutral zone. Now he'll flip it up and in. He looks like he'll be the first to get there as he had great speed already. Wrap around and tried to tuck it in, but couldn't get it in time. Chipped up. Karpov was back there to get that, and he'll move up the ice quickly. Morisco just dumps right at Spire, and Spire will knock it over to Mishkin. Mishkin moving through the zone, flips that over to Carr, but they drive it into the zone. Shot, and that goes wide off the stick of Sum Periotis. Now George Mason moving up quickly on the stick of Michael Miranda. Miranda looking, centers, and that's right in front of the job. Wait, and they score! I believe it was Dylan Thorne. Right on the doorstep, and he knocks that one home. gets his 4th goal on the season for Dylan Thorne. George Mason goes up 1-0. Sent around. Moving up the ice now with speed is Waddell. Waddell moving through. He sends it across, but nobody home. George Mason sends it back up. Up is Goodwin. Goodwin moving, fires, and then that's knocked down by Spire, and he covers. Miranda and Karpov on the assist for Thorne. Trying to send that through. Was long, he just got intercepted. Lynch now. Sends it across. And George Mason will dump. Goes over the net, right behind it now. And setting it up is Justice. And another dump by George Mason deep in the zone. They'll chase again. Third dump of the minute for George Mason. They're getting a puck on net, or trying to at least. Out to Lynch. Lynch. Shot, and that goes off the skate of Long. Now Lehigh moving the other way with Long. Shot, and he was offsides regardless, so won't mean anything. Winning that faceoff for the Patriots was Morisco. Going deep in the zone now, racing for it is Berezniak. Sent up through the neutral zone, losing the puck. Was Toomey, shot on goal and right in his front backhand off the rebound, but Huberger's right there to stop that puck and cover up. Face off one. Shot, and that is off the leg of Thorne for the Patriots. Trying to keep that in was Toomey, but he cannot. Now George Mason moving the other way. Here goes Miranda. He dumps off. One-timer fake, now moving in on goal, and that's slapped away. Toomey now looking to go the other way. He gets his pass almost intercepted. It was a bouncing puck. Now he gets it back. It's Heinberg. Heinberg tries to dump. Shot it right off the leg of a defender, which was Dylan Chun. Back racing for it is Cataret. Cataret now moving the other way. Up off the boards. Hitting Isaacs off the puck was Toomey. Now Lehigh racing to get into the offensive zone. Cannot. Sent across, but Goodwin can't get that puck cleanly. Pinned up against the boards. Now Isaacs moving in right on that. Fires and kicked aside by Spire. Now Hewlin will take a shot. Tipped, and Spire kicks that one away. Up top now, Hewlin. Down low. Now across, Ruthermond. Ruthermond for a shot, and that's kicked aside by Spire again. Sending that up off the boards was Cataret. And now it'll be icing. deep in the zone. George Mason moving the other way with Hewlin. And a big hit in open ice from Ruthermond and Mealy. Isaac's now moving up the ice, gets the puck jabbed away, though, by Justice. In the neutral zone, fighting for it. Isaac sends it around. Sent away now. Moving in the zone, fired in, and that goes off the body of Hewlin. Now down on the ice. Right, an open ice shot, and that's punched aside by Huber. Goes deep in the zone. Sends it back around. Was Mealy. Now Mealy chasing for it again. Can't get there, though. Mealy with a big hit. A lot of action for him on this play. Now Goodwin moving up the ice. Here goes Goodwin with good speed, moving right on net. He fires, and it's kicked aside by Spire. George Mason moving the other way with Lynch. He'll drive it deep. Spire played it, and now Lehigh will go and move the other way. Lynch at the blue line, sends it deep. Plar sends it back deep again. Flipped up. No icing as Hinkson got back for it. Sent to the neutral zone. Missed the pass for Price, so gets turned over. Sent across ice, kicked off the skate of Mock, and they will make a change. Now, Sean moving through the neutral zone, moving to his right, keeps going right, and he'll dump in the zone. Turned over, Lehigh moving the other way. Sent through the neutral zone. Chasing was Toomey. Sent that again by George Mason. Great defense they're playing so far. Reaching back for now, sent all the way down the ice. No icing called, it's waved off, goes right in front of the net. Cross ice, reaching for it was Alley, he missed it though. Sent up. Now sent back into the George Mason zone. Chips back in, kept in by Carr. That came out that time and the ref calls it. Lehigh looks to move the other way after it came off the boards. Sakunis back in his own zone. Miranda now with it. He'll move around his net, gaining some speed now. Almost lost the puck, hands it off to Isaacs. Isaacs moving up the ice. He chips it up in the neutral zone. Now moving up Sakunis. Sakunis moving through. He fires and saved by Spire. Ruthermond taking this for George Mason, and taking that for Lehigh was Morgan Waddell. Michigan back for Lehigh, sends it around. Sent up racing for it was Waddell against Hewlin, but Hewlin got there first. beyond the goal line. Now it comes free. Moving up ice with it is Burkhart. Still in the defensive zone is Lehigh. Brotherman dumps it back down deep. Turned over by Lehigh. Sakunis moving quickly the other way. Finds Goodwin. Goodwin moving in on net. He fires, and he doesn't, goes wide and barrels into Spire, and the whistle is blown. Obviously, Goodwin was unintentional with that. Behind the net. Now Lehigh trying to move the other way. The last minute of play in the first period, now 50 seconds. Moving the other way was Gagliardi. Now he's still with it, fires deep in the zone. Huberger back, sends it around. Back in the possession of GMU. Lynch with it. To Hinkson, back to Lynch. Trying to get on a breakaway just a little too far. Was Price. Now Price looking for his options. Shot off the pass, and that goes wide. Hinkson now, shot. Picked off a skate. Punching the other side of Spire. 2 seconds left, and that'll do it. For the first period of hockey, George Mason gets on the board, 1-0. Lehigh still yet to score. So far, Huberger with a shutout. I'm Nick Plar, producer Sarah Wynn. We'll be back for the second period of hockey from Westchester's Ice Line. This is ECHA's YouTube channel. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the ice line at Westchester University's home rink for George Mason and Lehigh. Westchester plays next. The prior 2 games of the 4-game slate were won by Villanova against William Patterson and won by the U.S. Naval Academy against Temple. Here we are, though, taking you through the 3rd game of the day, the 4th game of the tournament, Lehigh and George Mason. Behind the net. Thorne gets hit into the boards, and then the puck is sent in by Lehigh's Ryan Mock. Trying to keep that in. He sends it towards the net. That goes wide, though. Karpov chasing for it. Sends it to the neutral zone. Chasing up now is Alley. He'll just dump it in the zone. Stays behind the net. Going back for it is Ray Berezniak. Sending it back in was Karpov for a line change. Michigan goes back to Spire to get it, and Michigan sends it all the way up ice, but it'll be an icing as he missed the pass. The pass was intended for Charlie Long. Went too long. Face off in the Lehigh zone on the near side dot. Hinkson shot, that goes wide. Plar trying to tip that up. Was sitting on top of the boards right next to the bench, and one of the players swatted it off. No whistle, though. Dumped into the zone by Price. Spire came out and played it. He'll send it around. Flipped up. Sent off the boards, took a weird bounce. Goodwin tried to keep it in, but couldn't. Now moving up the ice is Toomey. Fires, and that kicks off of Huberger. Fighting forward around. Taking a tumble was Heinberg, and a whistle blown. It'll be a face-off in the Patriot zone. Taking it for Lehigh is Zach Gruber. Deep in the zone now, going around. Trying to get that back out to the point, but it gets pinned up by Isaacs. George Mason now moving the other way. Gruber poke checking. Now Goodwin moving right in on that. On a breakaway, fires in, is saved by Spire. Another shot at the rebound. It goes wide. That shot by Ruthermond. Sakunis now centers in front of Goodwin. Fires off the rebound. He scores. Ruthermond gets the one he wanted after missing the first one. He dials it in and sends that one to the back of the net for his 14th goal on the year. Tyler Ruthermond. Two-0 lead for George Mason. Spire comes out of the net to play it. He'll send it around. Fighting along the corner. Now moving up the ice with it is Ransom. Ransom dumps it in. Sent up off the boards. Face-off won by Lehigh. Dumped down. now moving up the ice. Making a move around is Thorne. Now Thorne moving in, fires, and Spire knocks that aside. Sent across again, Spire punches that one away. And a penalty blown. Looks like it'll be a high stick. Dylan Chun will go to the box for 2 minutes, pleading his case as to why he shouldn't, but the refs don't care what he has to say. Sent down by George Mason off the faceoff. Caderet coming back to get it, and he'll make the push. Flipped up in the neutral zone. Tripped up was Toomey. Caderet keeps it in. He'll send it across to Mock. Mock centers. Toomey fires. Excuse me, that was Caderet, but nonetheless, it was smothered by Huber. Off the face-off, George Mason clears. Sent behind the net. Now moving up. Now hands off to Caderet. Jay Sanis on the forecheck. Bangs off his skate for a pass. Spiral sends it around. Jay Sanis gets there. Puck flips up. Caderet now moving alongside Toomey. Moving up the ice is Heinberg. Heinberg moving quickly, looking for a teammate. Goes behind the net. Comes around and couldn't get a shot off. That's sent up and almost out of play. It stays in the rink. Just under about 45 seconds left on the power play. Moving up the ice is Heinberg. Heinberg sends it over to Toomey. Toomey moving towards the net, shot and didn't really get much on. And off the rebound is on wide, and George Mason will clear the zone. Ted Justice now in his own zone, surveying his options. Fan on a pass. Sent in now. From the point, across shot, and that's kicked aside by Huberger. And a shot, and that goes aside. Hewlin now trying to move the other way, and he's successful. Look at Goodwin go. Goodwin gets it in the zone. Kicks it in, now Thorne. Thorne moving in on that backhand, and it wasn't really fast, so Spire will just cover it up. And we'll do a face-off. Off the face-off, that goes deep. Michigan takes it, he'll send it up through the neutral zone. Now moving through is Mock. Mock fires, and that's blocked by the stick. It was one blocked by the stick of White Hinkson, two, he broke its stick in half. Goodwin right on net, fires, and he missed the net. Off the rebound was Jeremy Isaacs, but he couldn't really get a stick on the puck. A big hit in the boards. Might have been able to hear that one. Another hit, and the penalty. The hand is up for the penalty, and the penalty's called. Gruber taking this for Lehigh. He wins that. On the dot, center down low, between the legs, but doesn't get anything off. And then the backhand is gloved by Huberger. Again, Gruber taking it for, nope, never mind, he gets kicked out. Again, Lehigh on a power play. Minute and 50 seconds on the dot now. Back out to Caderet. He goes across, shot, and that's saved by Huberger. That shot coming from Gruber. Back out to the point, Caderet. Back to Gruber. Gruber shot, and that's punched aside once again by Huberger. Sent out of the zone. Spire takes the puck, and he'll hand it off to Caderet behind his net. And a good play centering, but the puck will now go the other way. On the stick of Ryan Mock. Cross ice to Heinberg. Heinberg tries to find Caderet, and he gets loose. Puck sent up by Price. And it goes deep. Chun couldn't really get there. Sent across. Ransom now chasing a get past Spire, so Ransom's there. Centers to Price. Price with a shot, and a save by Spire. Justice sends that up, but a miss pass. Turns it over, but eventually Lehigh got it right back. Now moving in the zone is Ransom. Ransom surrounded by Mountain Hawks. Up moves Gruber. Gruber up to Mock. Mock fires. That goes wide. Gruber's over there. Gruber sends it out to Justice. Fires, and that goes in. A bunch of tips, a bunch of traffic. Just about everything. And Lehigh gets on the board. Snaps George Mason's lead in half. Makes it a 2-1 game. Going back for it is Thorne off the face-off. Miranda fighting for it, couldn't get there. Berghardt trying to race for it, but also couldn't get there. Now retreating back for it is Berezniak, and no icing is called. Berezniak tries to send it around, but couldn't. Sent up the ice. Now moving with it is Berghardt. Berghardt then turns it over. Good defense again by George Mason. Moving into the zone and flipping it in is Karpov. Across, Hinkson fires, and that goes high. Lynch drives it deep. Across to Hinkson again, who's kind of open. Hinkson will just fire at the net. That's kicked aside. Shot again. Spire punches that away. Another move in front. The puck lays. Now it's batted aside. Sent up. Rutherman tried to get that deep, but went off a stick and out of play. Face off deep in the Lehigh zone. Trying to get it out of the zone. In the neutral zone. Sent deep. Spires there. Going back to get it was Gagliardi. Now moving up the ice quickly with it is Carr. Carr fires. That goes aside. And up into the netting. Isaacson's soon Periotis, little pushing and shoving, and then a little trash talk at the end of that. Unsure what for, but now moving up the ice is Alley. Alley moving into the zone. He moves on net backhand, and that's shot aside by Spire. Now moving up the ice was Long. Long over to Mock. Mock moving in the zone. Shot, and that goes way wide. Chun now moving up the ice. That shot hit off I believe, an ankle or some sort of shin pad. Flipped up. Back behind the net. Tom flips it up. He's chasing alongside Cataret. Now Gagliardi is back there fighting for it. Centered, but now it's turned over. Toomey going the other way. Toomey's got Mock with him. Toomey's shot, and that goes right into the chest of Huberger, so he'll cover. Toomey sends that deep. Sent across. Gruber shot. That gets kicked off his skate. Sent in front, and Huberger bats it away. Mulder sends it around. Tied up. Flipping that up into the neutral zone. Now moving in on net. Goes across to the slot. Now a shot almost, but that was batted away before the shot could get off. Hinkson shooting that one away. No icing. Waved off. Sent up the ice, and that's intercepted by Thorne. Thorne stops. And he moves into the zone. He shoots, and Spire saves that. Thorne and Waddell. Thorne wins that one. Hinkson shot from the point. That goes wide. Now across the other side. Moving up the ice was Mishkin, and that's covered by Huberger off the tip. Shot from Michigan, that gets blocked. Could this be a breakaway? Yes, no, won't. Karpov stops. He just sends it on net, and that's shot aside by Spire. And the big hit from Miranda. And that's flipped up and way out of play. The referee's discussing as to where this faceoff should be, and now they're going to put it in the neutral zone. Carteret back there to get it for Lehigh. He's moving around the net. Sends it around. Gagliardi. Deep in the zone for Lehigh. Huberger sends it around now. Shot and fan on it, so he really didn't get much on it. That was Sumperiotis. Out to the point. A shot and goes wide. Goodwin will slap that one away. Goodwin moving in. He shot right on net. Goes kind of wide. He just wanted to dump it in. Gagliardi sends it around to Carteret, who loses the puck to the slot. Goodwin fires, and that's a good stick, and a shot again is blocked. Moving up ice now was Makenko, but he lost it. Now a bunch of pushing and shoving. Moving in the zone now is Chun. He dumps, but it's kicked aside. Goodwin racing for it, along with Knopf. Sent across. Chasing is long. Trying to keep that in was Ruthermond. He couldn't, though. Sukanis will just drive it deep. Carteret sends it around. Shot and goes wide off the tips in front. Goodwin now is assessing his options. Moving up, sent back deep, and now right on net, but that gets kicked aside. Sent on net, that goes behind the net now. Goodwin sends it in front, but nobody home. Now moving the other way with it is Mock. Mock sends it deep. Long chasing, can't get there. Gets sent back to Sukanis. Off the turnover, Heinberg trying to get there. He can't, though. Mulder sends it across to Justice. Justice moving up, sends it through the neutral zone, trying to hit Jesse Heinberg, but he missed. Big hit. Moving around now, moving up. Sending it across. Moving in the zone is Heinberg. Heinberg makes the move to his left. Gets a shot off, and it gets kicked aside by Huberger. And a massive hit on the backside of the goal by Sakunis. Back in defense, they turn it over. Moving the other way now. Toomey moving in on net on the backhand, but he lost it. And he accidentally rams into Huberger, so the whistle gets blown. Face off deep in the zone. Sent up off the boards. Chasing after it is Waddell. Don't think he can make it there though, and he doesn't. Hinkson now moving the other way, sends it up off the body of Berezniak. Deep, spiral play it to Mishkin. Mishkin now moving up the ice. Sends it up, and it gets turned over. Thorne now. Miranda moving in the zone. Back there, though, is Mishkin. A big hit from Miranda on Mishkin to keep the puck in. And a whistle blown. Face off deep in the George Mason zone, and that'll come out. Lehigh on a power play. Sent in by Mock, trying to at least, and it's turned over, and George Mason will clear. Jay Sanders chasing with Carteret. Spire comes out to play it. And getting it almost was Jay Sanders, but Carteret gets there, gets tripped up. Moving quickly through the zone is Toomey. Toomey lost the puck for a second. Let's send it back to the point. Carteret, he fires. Kicked it way in front. Mock. Moving up the ice. Into the zone is Chun. Makes a nice move to his left to the slot and gets hit off of it. And he is in some pain. And a penalty will be called on Toomey. Jay Sanders and Spire exchanging some words. Face off in the zone of George Mason's 4-on-4, and they score. George Mason puts another one on the board. Goal scored by Tyler Ruthermond, his second of the night. 4-on-4 still. Seen a lot of these today. It'll be a 4-on-4 for pretty much the rest of the period. There'll be 10 seconds of a Patriot power play. But George Mason goes up 3-1. Moving up the ice. Goodwin tried to get there, but the puck took a weird bounce off something. A little under 30 seconds left in the period. Moving in the zone was Waddell. Now moving away. Goodwin on a breakaway. One-on-one. Here he goes. Shot saved by Spire. He's denied him twice now. Ruthermond moving in the zone. Puck goes up. Now a shot off Spire and a rebound, but goes high and whistle gets blown as that'll be the end of the period. George Mason puts another one on the board. They're up 3-1. After the second period and some more exchanging of words between both sides, but that'll do it for this second period. As we go into the third period, George Mason will be on the man advantage. This is ECHA's hockey YouTube channel. I'm Nick Plar, producer Sarah Winton. We'll be back for the third period. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Westchester's Ice Line for the third period of hockey between George Mason and Lehigh. George Mason takes a 3-1 lead after 2 periods of hockey. We have 20 minutes left in the game, in the third game of today's 4-game slate. After this, Westchester faces off against New York University to see who will move on. Obviously, we don't know who plays who, as of course, this tournament reseeds, so we will see who plays who. Winning that faceoff is Lehigh, driving it deep in the zone to start the period. Back to Berezniak, he'll send it right on goal, and Huberger just bats that aside. Chun sends it up ice. Goodwin moving in. He loses it. Gets sent around. Chun now fires, and that kicks off the leg of Justice. And that gets sent out, chipped up off the referee. Now moving in is Mock. He'll just fire wide for a change. Miranda move in. He sent it all the way down the ice, and it'll be icing. Face off, miscommunication by Lehigh's defenders, which are Gagliardi and Cataret. Deep in the zone, in the corner, right over by the net, and Huberger will just cover. Off the face off, a screen in front, and Jay Sanis is back forward, sends it around the other side to Lynch. Tried to center that was Heinberg. He failed to do so. Now Toomey racing back for the puck. Getting upended is Gagliardi, no whistle blown. Ransom now moving across the blue line, fires, and that goes way wide. Toomey tried to take that puck away, could not. They stay back. And that goes up off the leg. Moving in the zone is Isaacs, and they get blown off sides. Knopf taking this for Lehigh. Taking it for George Mason was Rutherman. Rutherman in the slot, shot, that goes wide. Long, now moving up the ice with Berezniak. Berezniak. Chasing back, Isaacs and Mishkin. Now moving right on net, Spire went to kick that aside, it went wide anyway. Sakunis keeps it in. He fires, that's tipped, and Spire punches that up and away from the net. Goodwin tried to take a shot, fan on the puck. Isaac centers right in front, and Spire, what a save. Moving up into the zone now. Shot, and that goes aside. Goodwin lets that go into the Lehigh zone. Justice behind his own net. Moving up the ice. Sends it up to Waddell. Waddell moving in the zone. Saucer attempt, but it goes into the netting up top. That's the blue line. Send deep. Flipped up into the neutral zone. Plar tries to get through, cannot. Chun sent that across. Tom back for it. Chun now. Moving up through the zone, through the neutral zone now into the offensive zone. Sends it around deep. Shot, and a big hit along the boards. Pilar moving right in on net. He shoots, and he scores! Travis Plar, first goal of the season. And George Mason leads 4-1. George Mason will just send it back deep. Thorne gets there, chasing for it, now goes back the other way alongside the boards. Sent out to Lynch. Lynch, shot, tipped away. A lot of traffic in front. Lehigh trying to clear, they cannot. Still in the zone, big hit from Miranda. Sent up now in the neutral zone, sent across, but missing the pass was Soon Perioda, so GMU will retake possession. And up they move. Miranda makes a move, or attempts to, and doesn't really work too well. Sent across. Now moving with it up the ice is Sakunis. Sakunis, Morisco goes deep, but offsides was Ransom. We'll do a face-off right outside the zone, in the neutral zone, on the near side dot. Winning that face-off is George Mason. That was Timothy Morisco. McGrath to Morisco. Right in on goal, across, a shot. What a save by Huberger. Robbing. Lehigh putting one on the board. One-timer, and that goes aside. And a whistle blown for a penalty. Looks like it'll be on Will McGrath. And Lehigh will go on a man advantage. Sent off the boards, off the face-off. Price looking to clear. Cannot, turns that over. Shot center and right in front of the crease, backhand, and that swatted aside by Huberger. And George Mason will clear. Spire comes out to play it. He'll hand it off to Justice. Holding on McGrath, causing the 2-minute penalty. Racing for it against in Lehigh's zone. Eventually Justice starting to take it the other way. He'll drive it deep along the boards. Shot, and that's tipped up in front. Sean will clear. Sent aside by Spire. Now moving with the puck is Gruber. He'll drive it deep. Lynch will send it around. And unable to keep that in was Heinberg. Puck goes up and into the netting. Face-off won by Lehigh. Moving into the zone is Heinberg. He turns that over. Moving up the ice on the dot, dumps it deep. That was Rutherman at the Lynch. Lynch will try and kill as much time as he can. 10 seconds left on the penalty. Here goes Gruber. Shot and kicked aside by Huberger. Goodwin, can he get another breakaway? He cannot. He has yet to beat Spire on one. Rutherman moving in. He's shot. Goes wide off his stick. Shot across. Rutherman tried to get a stick on it but couldn't. Sent around. Sent back through the legs, but now moving the other way is Heinberg. Heinberg up to Berghardt. Berghardt waits, tries to center, cannot. Off the rebound. Shot and a save by Huberger in the net. Comes off its pieces. Power play is over. Back to full strength hockey. Shot. Behind the net now, George Mason looking to move the other way. That goes up into the netting for a faceoff. Face off in the George Mason zone. Pinned up against the boards. Trying to retain possession is Lehigh. Across. Shot. That goes punched aside by Huberger. That shot coming from Gagliardi. Now George Mason moving the other way. Goes cross ice. Tom chasing. Gagliardi gets there. Sends it off the boards, and Tom will just send it in. But he couldn't get there because of the offsides. Sent in by Long, and he'll come off. Moving up the ice, Sakunis. Sakunis shot, saved by Spire. And a big hit by Miranda, and he gets upended by Long. It'll be a penalty. Face off in the Lehigh zone. Sakunis fires from the point, and that's saved by Spire. Rebound right in front, and they score. Nick Ransom puts another one on the board for the Patriots. And now they lead 5-1. So far, a lower seed is yet to win. And it looks like it's going to stay that way if GMU can carry this lead all the way to the end. Alley. Moves up ice, dumps it in the zone, and a big hit by Periotis. Lehigh moving up the ice. Not the best stick handling performance here from Mountain Hawks. GMU trying to get the puck in the zone. Gets turned over. Cross ice goes Chun to the captain, Quinn Alley. And another big hit. Moving in the zone is Periotis. He'll shoot it and gloved by Huberger. Icing on George Mason will be another face-off in the Lehigh offensive zone. Out to the point, now slapped back the other way by Mock behind the net, wrap around, but stopped by George Mason. Driven in, Lehigh going for a change. 8 minutes remain in this game. Sent around. It's going aside now. Moving up the ice with it. And goes center ice, not Isaacs. Isaacs making a move, trying to get to the goal, but unable to do so. Gets tied up in front by a couple of Mountain Hawks. Cross ice. In moving is Gruber. Gruber around the net, tries to center but cannot, loses the puck. And George Mason will go the other way. Off the stick and now flipped in the zone. It'll be offsides, so Lehigh has to come out before they can go back in. Couple of big hits at the center ice. Berezniak to Caderet, and Caderet gets tripped up. Moving in, around the net, in front, shot, and a save by Huberger. Another one, now another shot and another save. Huberger, what a play. 3 shots in a row. Huberger stopped 1, 2, 3. Sean racing forward, big hit. Now Karpov moving the other way. Caderet will just send it back in, and gloving it is Huberger and laying it off for Chun. Now Chun starts his race, moving up the ice quickly. Here he goes. Sends it in the zone. Trying to move through the zone, I'm able to really handle the puck. Now, Carr fires, and that goes off a guy in front. It was Alley. Alley behind his own net. Moving in now, shot, and that's saved by Huberger. Shot from Jesse Heinberg. Puck sent up. Now down deep, and Huberger will just glove it and keep it. Puck moving up through the neutral zone. Sent back in. Moving in the zone is Marisco. Now to Ransom. Ransom, and a whistle blown for offsides. Face off on the near side dot, favoring George Mason. Hinkson will just send it in off the glove of Spire, and it'll be sent back out. Toomey trying to get there but could not. Sent around. Huberger will just cover. Sent up off the boards. Isaac's moving in on net. He sends it right in front. Goodwin fires and fans on the puck, though, so no shot attempts got off. And Toomey rams him into the boards. Slot. Puck batted away. Now moving up with it, Toomey. Couldn't get that puck to him in time, was Mishkin. Now moving up with it is Waddell. Waddell sends it in. He's chasing. They'll send it around. And that goes up into the bench of George Mason, and we'll do a face-off. And Lehigh wants a timeout. 5-1 lead for the Patriots. If the Patriots do win and the higher seed of Westchester ends up winning, then those two will match up against each other, and then Villanova will match up against the U.S. Naval Academy. If NYU wins, NYU will go up against Villanova, and the U.S. Naval Academy will play the winner of this game, most likely George Mason. So still some variables that could happen for next Saturday at Lehigh. Shots on goal department is actually the exact same, 28 for both sides, just obviously that's not the score that matters. It is 5-1 goals. And obviously George Mason leads that. 3.5 minutes to go. Can George Mason hold on to this lead? Can Lehigh create some sort of spark? Faced off one by George Mason. Miranda will just clear the zone all the way down the ice. There's an empty net for Lehigh. They have pulled their goalie, Ben Spire. For the extra attacker. Deep in the net, sending that around. Trying to get it right in front, but Sakunis drives that away. Gruber fighting for it. At the top, at the point, fires, and Huberger punches that aside. Trying to keep it in the zone is Toomey right in front, and that goes aside off the stick of Mealeed. Now moving up ice is Thornhill. Fire at the net, and he scores! A little bit of things going on after the play. Pushing and shoving, not sure what's going on though. But Dylan Thorne nets the empty netter. Send across, Quinn Alley moving up the ice. He'll send it to McGrath, who chips it up and into the zone. Fighting alongside the boards, a shot, and that goes wide. Cleared again by Chun, but it will be icing. Marisco for George Mason. Mock for Lehigh. Moving up ice now. Jay Sanis tried to get that in. Now Lehigh will move the other way. Up top, fires, and that goes aside from the point, now behind the net. Sent across. Carteret handling the puck in his own zone, now moving up. Minute and 20 seconds remain. In the slot, shot and saved by Huberger. Bunch of good saves on the night for Lucas Huberger. Puck pinned up against the boards, now it comes loose. Then a cross and a shot, and that's saved by Huberger. It'll be a face-off in the George Mason zone. Big hit. Shot on net, but that gets tipped away wide by Hinkson. Now a shot from Gagliardi goes up and into the netting. Off the glove of Huberger, George Mason trying to clear at least, and now they do. Gagliardi moving up the ice. Firing that in was Waddell. Pinned up against the board is Lynch. And they're pinning the puck up against the board. George Mason is trying to waste some time. And the whistle gets blown. .18 seconds remain. Winning that faceoff is George Mason, sending it all the way around the boards, chipping it up. Now Lynch with it behind his own net, sends it around, and that should be an icing. No icing, it's waved off. And that will do it. George Mason takes the win. And they look to either play the 2-seeded Villanova or the 1-seeded Westchester. We'll see who they play after the end of next game. But for this one, George Mason takes 6-1. This has been ECHA's YouTube channel for the ECHA Conference Tournament. I'm Nick Plar, producer Sarah Winton. And we'll be back for the last and final game of the night. 1-seeded Westchester versus 8-seeded NYU. We'll be right back.